Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is your buddy E-bikeguy. Today, it's a cold day today in Florida. You know what I mean? It's probably the coldest weather we had came across in the past maybe week or two. So anyway, when I was building batteries and stuff like that. But today's introduction, I want to present to y'all that these e-bike controllers, right? So this is an ambi power e-bike controller that you probably can get on some of those kits, like 3,000 watt kits. This is an 80 amp controller. Well, fortunately, this controller had malfunction on e-bike, woman's e-bike, and it all of a sudden just wanted to go in reverse. And this is if you can see right here, these two little white wires with the 2-pin female male connector. When you put this together, what it does, it goes into like an all-learn. It'll actually rotate the wheel forward or backwards. If it goes forward, you unplug it, plug it back in. It'll turn in the opposite direction, and then that's how you set your wheel rotation. Okay, so anyways, what's going on is that this is not really about this controller. It's about all these controllers actually come, your basic e-bike controllers, even the Sabaton controllers come with these JST connectors. Okay, now a lot of guys, they want a little more performance. They want a controller that, that's programmable. They want a sine wave controller, because this is not a sine wave. This is a square wave controller. And it does say sine wave, but it has a buzzing noise coming from the hub motor, which most typical square wave controllers do admit. And but that's not it. It provided a lot of power for what it is. But you want to have a flexibility of tuning your controller to the next level as a controller that you can't do. Okay, as far as throttle curves, throttle voltage, regen, you don't have regen on this. So what I want to do is, what I'm saying is that, these controllers come plug and play, where, usually these controllers come with the JST connectors. Some controllers doesn't come with these type of connectors, like FarDriver, for instance. And I think there might be some other controllers, but we're going to be talking about FarDriver today. Usually I do this on live sessions, but I decided to do this because it's not only for my channel members, but it's for viewers as well. Because a lot of guys, they might want a little more performance. They want to go FarDriver, but they want to mimic the plugs to their existing their connectors on the e-bike, like the brakes, throttle, stuff like that. FarDrivers don't come with pedal assist at the moment. I don't know. I heard rumors that might be coming out with FarDriver controllers that have pedal assist, but I know most of them don't. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you the tools that you need if you do decide to go FarDriver and you want to use these JST connectors. I'm going to show you the parts that you need to get on Amazon, because that's where I get all my parts from. This kit is going to be like this. So it's going to be 1,050 pieces of the JST connector kit. Okay, so it's going to have from 2-pin all the way to 7. Okay, usually you get more, another connectors that have more pin slots, like an 8 and a 9-pin. That's what I have right there, but you can get this on Amazon, and it comes with the crimping tool. It's called Perceiver, and you get this as a combo. Okay, so you get all this as a combo and a couple other things as well. Okay, so I have a link in the description where you can get this. Okay, now but we're going to be using this mumbo jumbo here. You can also get this on Amazon as well if you want to go big. Now these have more pin outs, to be honest. I think these go all the way to like 9, I believe, so really long pin outs. And I use these for like data, which is the 1 line, your on and off, 3-speed switch, throttle, and I think that's about it for those. But we're going to be using this, and we're going to show you how to wire all this up. Until now, this controller came off E-bike woman's bike, so we're going to be using the brakes. We're going to need the throttle, as you can see right here. We don't necessarily need a pedal assist, and there's a lot of stuff we're not going to be using as well. But we know we're going to be definitely going to be using a throttle. We're going to be using the brakes, and we're going to be using the hall sensors, which we do have a hall adapter, so we don't have to necessarily have to do with that. So just the throttle and brakes that we're going to be dealing with. This is the FarDriver that we're going to be using for E-Bike Woman's e-bike on the Super Ninja. Okay, so this is a FarDriver 72360 controller. We're going to open it up. Now this is a new one. This is a pretty new controller because this is a controller I've never seen with a built-in heatsink. So I'm going to pull this bad boy out, and as you can see, it has a built-in heatsink. Usually the 72360 doesn't have this heatsink. It actually have a long heat spreader as well. Usually a little bit thinner than this. So it's all black too. So glad to have a black one. They usually come with like green color. But anyway, so we're gonna be dealing with this today, and we're gonna get the wire harness out. Oh, also it does comes with little screws for your phase and your battery terminals. Also, this does have built-in Bluetooth in, so it doesn't come with a dongle like you see here. So usually FarDriver controllers that doesn't have built-in Bluetooth, that will come with an external one, as you can see right here. Okay, we don't have to use that. My bike doesn't have built-in Bluetooth. I wish it did, but Jay's, which is my oldest son, E-bike mom, and E-bike woman all have built-in Bluetooth, and I think E-bike kid does as well. I believe his is built in as well. I think the only one is not is mine. They all in school right now. So, but yeah, so this is the control that's going on the Super Ninja. We're gonna set that aside right now because we're gonna be dealing with the wiring. Okay, so it's a lot more to it. A lot more into it than wiring up a FarDriver controller, especially if you want to run the display and a 3-speed switch and stuff like that, which we are going to be running in that controller. I don't know if I'm going to run a 3-speed switch. I might just set it to high because I'm not going to be running that high of a voltage. So I might go in there and just leave it on high, and I might have the 3-speed switch. I don't know, because a lot of people want to ride this bike, and full throttle, it might wheelie, and so we might go ahead and add that in. So we do have 3-speed switch, and we do have the wire harness. So here is the wire harness to the controller. Make sure I got the right one. I believe this is it right here. Okay, so I already did the wire harness, as you can see. So we have our brake switch, and then we have our communication. So we have battery. So we have a battery. We have our negative, and then we have our throttle. So we haven't did our throttle yet. So this is what we're going to be doing, is our throttle, and I'm gonna show you how we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and crimp those out. I usually flash colors right here, and then we're just going to cut them. Okay, now, so I got these from Harbor Freight. These are Quinn little wire strippers right here, and we're going to just strip those out a little bit. Turn our hot glue on right quick, and we're just going to just mimic. So what we're going to do is just going to mimic the throttle output, which is right here on this old controller. So we have a white, black, and red. So black is going to be in the middle. That's going to be our negative. Our white's going to be our signal, and our red's going to be our positive. On the FarDriver side, our red's going to be our positive. Our green and white is going to be our signal, and our black is going to be our negative. Now, so what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and open our box, and we're gonna need a 3-pin, and I think it's a female. Okay, so a 3-pin female. So we're gonna grab that, which is right here. So it's our 3-pin female. pin, I meant to say. And then we need to grab our 3 of these little pin outs, or little pins right here. So these are the female side right here, and then you have a male. You know, that's a 12-footer right there, guys. I'm just messing with you. I ain't gay, but yeah. So it's our female. This is our male. All right. So we need to get 3 of these out. And it's going to just show you how we how to do this right quick. So if anybody wants to convert their old controller into something like a FarDriver controller, and they want to do, you know, to make different connections or use the same connections, then you can go with these. I like the JS key connectors because they're small and I can fit them inside the frame. As to some bulky pin out like this, something like this, which is, it's waterproof, but you know, something like this just doesn't fit into every you know, e-bike frame, you know, because I'm actually putting this inside the down tube. That's the reason why we ain't going no bulky connect. So don't worry about the configuration of where the wire is going to go in here. Yeah, so my hands are a little bit, this has got silicone on my hands, and I try to wash them out. So I just want, so if y'all want to know what that is, it's actually silicone. It's motor seal that I use to, I'm actually working on a 660 Raptor transmission, and we're you know, so I've been working on that. So we're going to take our perceiver pliers or crimpers, and you see right here there's a little tab. If it's in the closed position, what you do is you take your, you know, finger and you kind of press up like that, and then it releases it. So it has like a little, you know, little I guess a little claws or whatever you want to call them. You know, they kind of lock it in place, you know, like that. You got that little click, and then you want to just kind of shove it in a little bit. You want to shove it in decent where that big end will go over the wire, and then you just cramp them close, and then you have a nice clean cramp. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a nice clean one, and you just can do that for those 3 right there. It's more, it's a little bit of work involved, but it's going to take some time to, you know, get everything all nice and buttoned up. Anyway, so we'll make sure our wires are good. All right, then you want to shove it in there. Hold on, just shove it in there a little bit, you know. I don't know if I got that. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I got that in, and now we're gonna do our negative. So make sure that's all twisted. Now we're gonna use our last one. Here we go. And then we're going to, I like to put it in, lock it in place, just like that. Shove it on in. Just shove it in a little bit where it's just that little wire is over that big part, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then squeeze it close. Now when I'm talking about the wire going to the big part, right, let me show you. So let me rip one of these off so y'all don't get confused. And now, so you have a big end right here, and then there's a little end that's closest to the actual female side of the connector, right? So your copper wire is going to be on the little end, and you want your bare wire, which is right here, you want your bare wire to go right, just like right there, okay? And then you cramp it close. So that way, that big end is going to be, it's going to cramp on the wire side, or the coating or the rubber, and then your bare copper is going to be on the small end, okay? That's all I wanted to know. I'm going to show y'all right there. And now, so this is our brown wire too. Now some FarDrivers utilize the brown wire for their one-line communication, but the 360 controller uses the blue wire that you see right here. So as you can see right here, I have I believe this is an 8-pin, I believe. No, 7-pin, my bad. So it's 7 pins. So I have, like I said, I have my positive, I have my negative that's going to go to the switch and the display negative, and then power is going to go back to the orange wire. So you see the orange wire right here. So power is going to go back to the orange wire. That's going to turn the controller on. Then we have our one line, and then we have our 3-speed switch, which is a blue. I think blue is our low. Our black, which is nothing. You know, when it switches, it'll switch on nothing. It'll be middle, and then when it switch from the black to yellow, it's going to be a high switch or a drive. But yeah, then our black and blue is going to be our low. No continuity between these three. That's going to be our middle. Okay, so that is set up for our display. Then we have our regen or our low brake setup, which is right here. And now we're going to put our throttle. Now, once we do this, we're done. We're actually done. I actually got all the unnecessary wires out of the way, so that way we can utilize this controller to our e-bike, which is going on the Super Ninja. Now, what I said, and all you got to do now is put them in a coordinated spots, which is the black's going to be in the middle. And you can feel it click. You can hear it click in. And then all you gotta do is just look. So we're looking at both. Let me put this other controller. So we're looking at both wires. So we want to make sure that we mimic this one with our new setup. So our signal is going to go on to our left. And that's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Usually you can do this without, you know, if you got a brand new setup, you don't have to do this, but we're mimicking this controller. Sometimes these wires, they don't go in all the way, so you might have to kind of do some little persuasion. Yes, and all right, and finally our red, which is our positive, is going to go here. Okay, so, and that is it. Now, what I like to do after I put these in a slice, I usually take some glue, which is our black glue, and kind of just go over it, you know, just a little bit. Just keep the, you know, the wires in there and without it frailing and, you know, breaking apart. So I like to use this glue, and it kind of like waterproofs it a little bit, you know, if that's make any sense. Okay. All right. So not all things is plug and play. And then if they're not, then you can follow this. If you going to go over to FarDriver, and you want to keep your same connectors. I like the JST connectors because I came from a Sabaton controller. When I went Sabaton controller, and my Sabaton controller blew up, and the next thing I was going to go with FarDriver. So I, you know, my Sabaton had the JST connectors. The FarDriver have these type of connectors, which is you see right here, the big white bulky connectors. You can see right here. I just went ahead and done away with all this right here, and just to make a simple harness. Now this is something going on e-bike when you have like a motorcycle, you know, that's going on, and you have the main line, because they do come with a FarDriver wire harness that has, you know, throttles and stuff, and I'll show you one right now that I'm working on. So give me 1 minute. Oh damn, I have controls and everything. Huh. Okay, I think this is it. No, that's the throttle. Give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, something like this. So, you know, you can get the whole wire harness to your FarDriver controller if you decide you want to go motorcycle, and this can be a plug and play as well. You know, your throttle hooks up. Well, and that doesn't hook up right. So you just have to get a main line. But this is how it looks, as you can see. But they're female. But they usually come with like a throttle. Then you have your turn signals and everything. Then you have the main line. You hook all this up, and then it goes into your harness for your controller. And yeah. But anyway, so this is what I wanted to show y'all, that I wanted to show y'all how to wire your FarDriver controller up to your existing connectors, and yeah, so that is about it. You can do you know, all your connectors the same way if you want to, and yeah, so I just hope this was useful to people that want to wire their e-bikes up. If they want to do, they want to go FarDriver, but yeah, want to keep that stock connectors like this, okay? But anyway, so let me know what y'all think. If y'all want to do that that route, you know, going with a FarDriver controller for this right here. If you go QS, you really don't need the Hall adapter, but since the Super Ninja is on a 3,000 watt hub motor, an old school 3,000 watt hub motor, then you need to pick up a set of Hall adapters, which I do have right here. I have 2 sets. This is going to go into your e-bike hub motor, just like that. So this is ready to go. The Super Ninja will have a FarDriver on it soon. And yeah, so that is it for this video on connectors, basically connectors. So all right, guys, so this is the e-bike guide. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see y'all in the next one.